Spizzirri serving to start this first round match.
Eliot Spizzirri to serve. Ready. Play. Fifteen love.
Oh.
Early sign of the forehand that carried him to a couple of big tournament wins in 2025.
It's really become his trademark, hasn't it? It's not unusual for the modern player to put forehand on there as their favourite shot or their biggest weapon. It seems to be in the case of Joao Fonseca. Good start. He's got an early preparation, does Eliot Spizzirri. He's really in
30-15.
Position early, and his accuracy in that point was sort of eye-catching. He won't blast the ball past Fonseca, I think, but his accuracy can make up for a bit of that. Good start here from both players.
$40-15.
Good positive
Cain
start by Spizzirri.
First game.
He was out in first round qualifying in Brisbane, but made the quarterfinals in Auckland to the American. Lost to Fabian Marushan, the gifted Hungarian, in the quarters. Had victories over Manarino and Borges in the main draw. Beat Garin and Cerundolo in qualifying. So that, you know, that's 4 decent victories leading up, and he's match hard.
Yeah, it means he's a good player. And look, he's experienced best of 5 before at the US Open last year, his home Grand Slam. In fact, he won his first experience at that level and lost second round. So has a taste of what best of 5 sets is. It's a bit of a stepping stone. So many nuances that are different over 5 sets than 3. And there's a few more peaks and valleys too. And you need quite a few miles in your legs to go through a couple of big 5-setters at Grand Slams and back them up.
This guy coming off a huge high 2025, a couple of tournament wins to kick off his year in Argentina. Won on clay over hometown hero Francisco Cerundolo, and then had a massive win in Switzerland at Basel.
Joao Fonseca to serve.
Beat Davidovich Fokina, who I know you saw a bit of in Adelaide. He's a very, very good player in straight sets in that final. So 2 finals on the ATP Tour and 2 wins.
Clay and indoors. Shows versatility.
Let's serve. $15 love. love.
A bit of a residual back issue in 2025, and perhaps the reason he hasn't played a competitive match leading up to the Australian Open.
Oh.
Love.
Produces a lot of power, doesn't he, Fonseca, with a body shape that's very fine. I mean, he's a beautiful looking athlete, but he's not overly endowed yet as a young person, is he, with muscle? But the timing he possesses and the racket head speed is what sets this forehand apart from most.
Holding to love.
1 game on.
His parents, Father Cristiano, Mum Roberta, were on hand for that tournament victory in Basel late in the season.
Amazing. It's an amazing feeling, isn't it? I'm sure for parents to see their son or their daughter achieve at this level, and they know what's been the years of preparation that goes into this. A lot of ups and downs.
Love.
Quick check of YouTube saw Eliot Spizzirri just posting videos of his cohort playing a lot of challenger tennis and talking about the camaraderie at that level. Obviously they're unheralded largely because they're not tournaments that really move the needle that much, but they're so important in the development of players.
Love.
I suppose Fitzy, as far as Fonseca is concerned, his ability to hit through the court, change the tempo of a rally, that's going to be the key factor, isn't it, amongst a few others.
Love.
Well, there it is, the trademark. Amazing racket head speed. And so you need a quick hand, you need the right technique, and got to get the modern grips, obviously, to hit a shot like that. But the quick hand through the ball creates the racket head speed, and goodness me, you know golf pretty well, David. You have club head speed creates distance, racket head speed in tennis creates power.
So not too much stress for both players on serve. Spizzirri with a loss of just a point, holds for 2-1 in the opening set.
Time.
So games on serve, opening set. It's Fonseca, the 28th seed, serving at 1-2. Well, we know the forehand's powerful. What he does do is measure that backhand really well.
And the approach, David, just wasn't good enough, though, was it? This is straight up the middle of the court. This is asking for trouble. He had to get Fonseca stretching more there to get him to take that left hand off the racket, maybe, and chip the reply.
Great story around Fonseca a few days after he won in Basel. Remember, his biggest win, ATP 500 event. And he jumped on a plane, went to Barry University in Florida and visited his mate, who plays for the college team there, G. D'Amata.
40 love.
Friend's son was part of that group. Shout out to Cooper Dillon, who's an Australian French player who's at that university, and said that Joao was just so chilled, laid back, and very generous with his time.
Great. Well, he's a kid.
Exactly.
Why not?
Well, he had to make the decision in 24 whether to go to University in Virginia or join the tour. I reckon he's made the right choice.
I think he's made the right choice. You know, you sort of, I say this respectfully, but it's like being a man-child, isn't it? You're so advanced in some facets of your life, but deep down, you're a 19-year-old.
Exactly.
Good for him. And stays in touch with his mates. That says a lot about a kid. Of course he should. Well, the approach that time was a lot better. It gave him a much better chance of winning the point. He just didn't quite put the smash away as much as he probably should have, David, and he's a bit lucky to get away with it in the end. But that off forehand, he needs to use. You don't want to just get locked in rallies with this forehand down the other end of the court. So I think he's made a good start, Eliot.
In the US Open last year as a wild card, won his first main draw match over Stefan Dostanic, the fellow US player. Lost to Luciano Darderi of Italy in the second round, who he may face if he wins. He will face. If he wins here, exactly the same section of the draw. How about that? The 2 Grand Slams in a row. What are the chances? Serve has dominated so far.
Well, again, great approach, great time to come in. Just didn't execute the net play. I mean, I love that. He's smart play. He saw that Fonseca was defending, took his left hand off, had to float the return with a slice. That was a pretty easy volley. Just got a bit ahead of himself there. Probably tried a bit too much. But that style of play I like, and I hope he continues with it.
Yes, taking it early, taking a little bit of time away from Fonseca. Comfortable hold once more. Spizzirri with a 3-2 lead in the opening set.
Time.
He looks fit, doesn't he?
Yep.
Eliot Spizzirri.
Looks ready to.
Carrying no weight. Looks like a greyhound, like a racehorse. Oh, wow. There is a dead patch there. Interesting. Bit of intuition. It's outside the playing surface.
There's so much expected of Fonseca. He had that unbelievable win over Andrei Rublev last year, first round. Muscled him around the court, then lost a pretty entertaining match to Sonego in the second round. It's generated plenty of headlines in Brazil. He's the boy from Ipanema. I know there's a song that says the other gender should be involved, but he literally is from Ipanema. On the south side of Rio.
14.
No way through for the returner at the moment.
$40.50.
There's Guilherme Teixeira, who's been with Fonseca for 7 years. Oh, that's just brilliant. Such clean hitting. Open the body and just went crunch. There he is on the left. I believe that's
3 games on.
Franco Davin is part of the crew. Of course, he was a pretty accomplished Argentinian singles player. Not sure he's there though, under the hat. Hard to tell. But they'd be pretty happy with the way their charges started this first round match. Well, we focus on Brazil's last Grand Slam singles champion, Gustavo Kuerten. What about the debate that's raging in the United States, Fitzy? Tim Mayotte, the accomplished singles player, is leading the charge, criticising a lot of the development of the young US players. Men's players, because obviously Andy Roddick, the last champion in singles at the US Open.
Well, I'm a big believer that, you know, for those big nations, we need good players for the world of tennis, and you know, the more the better in some ways. Look, I haven't caught up with that latest debate. For a moment I was wondering what you're talking about stateside, but you know, developing players it's a long discussion. Yeah, in fact, a really, really long one, because you know, systems are all different in these different countries. some of them work a little bit, a lot of them don't work much at all. And it's not necessarily a system that produces players. You know, we've experienced it in this country. You get some players from the system, but you certainly get quite a few outside. And the countries that have Grand Slam events have a bigger budget. They're blessed. But it doesn't always provide the answers. So it's a long discussion.
Time.
Well, picture perfect conditions for day 3 at AO 2026, and we're seeing a more than interesting, a fascinating contest between Joao Fonseca, the 28th seed, 19 years of age from Brazil. Is the next biggest thing. He's the phenom from South America, serving with new balls at 3-4 in the opening set against Eliot Spizzirri.
Spizzirri certainly hasn't been phased, has he? Not intimidated at all so far. He's handled himself with aplomb, really. Both players still finding their feet, to be fair. They've mixed up some really good stuff with some not so.
It's not the tournament wins just for Fonseca, it's the players he beat last year. Pesci, Perikar, Mansik, Shapovalov. You know, decent players consistently he was knocking over.
Yeah, I'm a big rap for Mansik. I mean, how can you not be? So if he's beaten a lad like that already at this age, that gets your attention. And to win Basel indoors actually really does, because it's different to where he grew up and played. And the surface indoors, no elements. The game plan on clay, you know, has always been a bit unique. You can transfer your game, though, from that clay court surface a bit easier going towards indoors or grass than it is to come the other way. I've always thought that. And so he's got a grounding and a foundation in his game from the clay that will stand him in good stead.
First sign of stress on any player's serve of the match. 15-30 seconds serve for Fonseca.
Gee, 2 in a row. Well, he actually hit that one pretty well, but he's just over-clicked it a bit. Self-imposed problem here.
Controlled response, sliding serve for fourth ace. Fonseca, but still facing a break point. That's a good get by Fonseca. And Spizzirri was very keen to avoid the Brazilian's forehand in that rally.
Juice.
Easy to be critical, isn't it? But the volley wasn't good enough. He played a great point here, Spizzirri. Should have won it from there. But that's a turn of speed. So as a 2-year-old horse, he's a sprinter, I'd say, David. He's got staying power as well, I know, but he was quick there. Why is it I think of horses when I look at you?
I'm not sure.
Horse races.
He's found the back end of the line. A lot of shape on that forehand.
Through the air, it looked like it might just carry long, didn't it? But it just clips the back edge. Gee, what a lost opportunity for Spizzirri there. He'll be ruining that.
Look at the shape, the margin, but also the accuracy and power. So he's got away with one there, Fonseca, holding up to saving a couple of break points for 4-all.
4 games all.
Really entertaining match.
Yeah, you know, some players just never have an X factor. In fact, there's only a limited number that really have that X factor. He's one of them. I mean, he produced something out of nothing there. He was lucky to get away with it. Needed a bit of luck, and the volley wasn't quite good enough. But he came up with something special, didn't he?
love.
And if you're Fonseca in this game, you just want to make Spizzirri play, because you just don't know what's going on in between the ears after that, having a great chance to break serve.
Love.
Straight back to business, though.
40 love.
Yeah, he hasn't totally found his rhythm, has he? I mean, he's playing some good stuff off that forehand, that weapon, and then something like that. It's just missing a little bit of consistency in this first set.
Yeah, double the amount of unforced errors, 8 in total for Fonseca. And another service held to love by Spizzirri, who leads 5-4 in the opening set.
Time.
We're just seeing a snapshot of the sort of attention that Joao Fonseca receives back in Brazil, the expectation. Of course, the respect he's got for Gustavo Kuerten, but a sports-mad nation are baying for their next Grand Slam champion. And in this guy, They are locked and loaded. Their focus is well and truly on the 19-year-old, who serves to stay in the opening set at 4-5.
Oh.
Well, I certainly like this play, and it's something he needs to continue to incorporate, I think, probably to have a good chance to win today. He's not afraid to be at the back of the court with Fonseca and making the Brazilian do a lot of the defending there. This play is good stuff. Gives him versatility and different ways to win points.
Unforced error number 9. That number has really cost him this opening set. Big second serve.
Very big. And considering he'd hit 2 double faults in the previous service game of his, a pretty big risk. That was almost like a first serve, wasn't it? Well, Dave, that's one place you cannot leave the ball.
30 all.
You can't leave it short in the middle of the court because the point will be over. It may not always be over in the favour of Fonseca, but this is not coming back one way or the other.
It's like an unsealed invitation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Seeing that weight of shot beginning to push Spizzirri around.
You're exactly right. You can feel the heaviness, can't you? Sometimes that forehand will feel like a hand grenade coming off the court. It's heavy, a lot of forward speed. You can tell the difference in speed from A to B in both of these players.
This time Spizzirri pulls Fonseca out of shape.
Tell you what, he's not far from winning the first set, is he, the American? Just have to play well at the right time at the end of sets, and you can bring those results across in your favour.
Well-directed serve.
Advantage Fonseca.
First time we've seen him get animated towards his coaching trio.
Oh, big miss. A poor miss.
Juice.
Plenty of time he waited then for Spizzirri to take off across court. So he held the forehand nicely, but just overplayed it. Dangerous territory here.
Absolute relief there, more about frustration.
And
The first serve percentage under 50.
Fonseca.
Not having his big artillery working all the time, but now another game point for Fonseca.
Quite a memory for those Brazilian fans in Australia at a Grand Slam event following their man. Memories are made of this.
Ball.
Yeah, he's struggling though, Dave.
Juice.
This is not a great game. I mean, he served his way out of trouble a couple of times. But flirting with disaster in this first set is Fonseca. And all it's going to take is a couple of good points here from Spizzirri. He'll steal this first set.
It's out.
Well, this is a poor game.
Advantage.
You can't get a first serve in when he needs it. He's below 50%, 44 in fact, for this first set. I mean, his second serve's been good, apart from a few doubles he's thrown in, but he's won some points off the second serve, but facing a set point, and we haven't seen him click into gear yet.
Like the good players do, he finds something under pressure. Fifth ace at just the right time for Fonseca. Wasn't the greatest of approach shots either.
Not good at all. He went straight into a running
Advantage
forehand.
to Fonseca.
And Spizzirri just mishits it on the pass. So I think they're both seeing the opportunity here in this first set, and they haven't quite grabbed it with both hands yet, have they? They're just struggling a tiny bit to hit form. But that's when all the tension plays out too. It's still a great visual sort of experience for the spectator here.
I think what we're seeing also too is the fact that Fonseca is playing his first competitive match of the year.
Yeah, yes, very good point. Because until you become one of the best, it's hard to just snap it on and snap it off. You haven't played matches, it just gets your heart rate up a little bit that first time. Well,
He's normally got a lot better net game than that.
and he hit that forehand down the middle of the court, basically. I think you're right. I think you've touched on what can cause situations like this. If you haven't played matches, enough of them leading up to a slam like this, it's a bit nerve-wracking. So another opportunity here for Eliot Spizzirri.
frame. The second set point converted.
Game. And third set.
The woes continue for Joao Fonseca, the 28th seed. Has been outpointed by Eliot Spizzirri, who takes the opening set in 41 minutes.
Time. Second set. Spizzirri to serve.
So positive start. Eliot Spizzirri, who beat Fonseca a couple of years ago in qualifying at the US Open.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
41 minutes, 6 games to 4. And perhaps what we're seeing here is a guy who's played 7 competitive matches in Spizzirri against, for whatever reason, Joao Fonseca has not chosen to play a lead-up event. Probably seeing the remnants of that in the opening set. Let's see if
15 all.
Joao Fonseca can just brush away some rust and get back into the contest.
Well, I think it's a great point you make, because it definitely affects players. If they haven't had competitive matches under their belt, you lose that feel. You use the nerves a lot more than normal. And playing on hard court is not his forte yet. So he's made the second round of the Australian Open before, Fonseca. Second round of the US, that's all. I know he's young, but it just looks like, you know, maybe the combination of no matches and the conditions a little bit quick and bouncy out here in the heat.
That is just outstanding movement. I was just about to say after your comment how well Spizzirri is moving. Well, that rally epitomised exactly that.
Yeah, he used good speed, didn't he? Got up and he pushed that ball into really the only place he could go to win the point. It had to be deep to allow him at least to get his racket on the volley, and then he had to be good enough to make it. Outstanding point, outstanding volley. Well, Elliot there thinking maybe the ball was long, but you can't argue with the technology too well.
Taken a bit of personality out of the game, hasn't it? Those five individuals of the past.
It's probably good and bad with that.
Like ghost in tennis now, aren't they?
Yeah, tough to argue with the technology when it says it. No, it's on the line. Argue with the...
Juice.
Maybe Fonseca needs a little dip from Spizzirri just to get him going in the second set. Spizzirri's done a really good job of testing the lateral movement of
Advantage.
Fonseca. He did all the hard work, but couldn't come up with the right forehand.
He's done that a bit, hasn't he? A couple of times at the net, he played the point really well, set up what you think is a relatively easy winner, and he's missed a couple. And that forehand, I would have bet pretty confidently that he was going to put that away, and overplays it, gets him into trouble.
Brought him forward, missed the forehand cross court.
Juice.
Fraught with danger, giving Fonseca a forehand to run at. But it was just a fraction too wide for him to really get enough purchase. Risky play from the American. Sometimes you've got to roll the dice.
Joao Fonseca.
Advantage.
And the Brazilian was down to play both Brisbane and Adelaide, but pulled out of both tournaments with that back issue we mentioned. So obviously it's been enough for them to have a plan and then have to change their plans. That's a really smart backhand slice. Intelligent play for Fonseca. He's got the break in the opening game of the second set.
First game.
Well, that's the
second
play
set.
I'm encouraging Spizzirri to use, and it wasn't a bad play. But Fonseca did play an extraordinary chip low to him there. And that needed something special to get that volley up with any penetration. So it was the reply to the approach shot that was quite outstanding.
Now, Fitzy, you've captained Davis Cup ties in Brazil. You know about the passion, sometimes the tactics too of the Brazilians on home soil. So this wouldn't be that unfamiliar to you.
Not quite as loud here today. There's a bit of noise though. He's got some support here, hasn't he? No, it was an interesting experience.
15.
We went to Florianopolis, Guga's hometown.
Yep.
He was the best player in the world, best clay courter in the world, and Leighton Hewitt beat him in his backyard. So, you know, I love Guga. I love the way he played. I loved his passion. I love the way he was good for the sport, great for it in Brazil. Gee.
Early 2000s?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the greatest wins I saw live from an Australian in Davis Cup.
15.
One of the great modern clay courters too.
Well, he was. One of the first to use the new string, the polyester string they use now, the spin he imparted on the ball at Roland Garros. Won it 3 times. After that tie, he went back and won his 3rd Roland Garros.
That's how good a Davis Cup player Leighton Hewitt was. And for Fonseca, it's so important. He just knuckles
15,
down and
30.
holds serve here, but showing signs of a little bit of fraying at the edges.
Yeah, and his game is not pristine right here now. He's struggling a bit to find form, and even a shot like that, I know it was deep, but he should be able to defend that. Just seems a tiny bit out of sorts. Probably lack of match practice. And he's got a very solid opponent who started off well and is not intimidated at all. Well, it's the second time we've seen him fire up, David, after he hits a second serve when he faced, I think it was a break point down the other end, and then 15-30 here. It's a big moment. Second serve he's forced to hit. It's a bit of emotion coming to the surface. Well, that's speed through the air, speed off the court.
40.
So when he does so well on clay, he's got time with that ball. This is it's rushing him a little bit, and if he's a bit out of form and hasn't had match practice, that can accentuate this problem. Just a big mistiming there.
He's mixing the good with the bad, no doubt. Fonseca just trying to find his game. I'm sure the Brazilian fans know what he's been through at the start of 2026.
Gee, Eliot's done that, and he shows his displeasure there.
Fonseca.
He's done that half a dozen times in this match so far, where he gets into a winning position, does all the good work, and just doesn't do enough with that approach shot on that occasion. So he's on the verge of playing well, it looks like. Spizzirri hasn't quite been able to nail a few points when he's needed them.
Tested to the limit. He's got there for 2-love second set.
Well, you can tell he's just trying to play himself into form. He hit 4 or 5 balls there up the middle of the court. Straight up the middle. If you're playing with confidence, you start going for the lines. But the speed of the last one, to be fair, caused the error. Well, forgive me, but that was a shocker. Easy to criticise, isn't it, sitting up here? But that drop shot was the wrong direction and poorly executed. So he is struggling with his form. And probably frustrated. He knows what talent lies under the surface. I mean, that was just the wrong choice. Bad strategy to go across court there with that drop shot. Tell you what, though, it can be a scary thing. If you're Spizzirri and you're right now, he's dealing with an opponent that's not at his best. If he hits form, if he plays himself into form here, the whole thing could just be completely different. It's quite fascinating.
Serving approaching 70% on the first serve, so that's a really good percentage for Spizzirri. Not as rapid, of course, as the first delivery of Fonseca. That time it was 180 in the corner. Fourth ace of the match and a hold, but it's Fonseca with the break in 2-1 second set.
Time.
So hot conditions in Melbourne for day 3. No breeze, perfect really for the players. And for Eliot Spizzirri, who's played 7 matches so far in 2026, he's got the match hardened advantage over Fonseca, who's playing his opening competitive match. But the Brazilian has the break of serve. He's just testing that. Look at that. He's now thinking that there's a dead spot on the court. Maybe he's trying to convince himself there is. Anyway, he's serving with the break in the second set.
15
well, that's the part of his game he needs to crank up as far as first serve percentage goes. He's got 7 aces for the match and now operating at just above 52% First serves into play.
Well, the previous couple of games, he'd taken some off his first serve, probably because he realised he was down below 50%. He was about 45 a couple of games ago. So he started rolling the first serve in a little bit and stepped it up again here, though. Be careful when you approach there. I mean, it's the right play, but Fonseca was too close to that backhand wing there, and if he gets a swing at it, you've got to stop the opposition being able to swing at that fast, because otherwise the volley becomes a defensive volley rather than a put away. Penetrate more with the approach. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a player out of a bit of form.
All you've got to do is just go back and look at his highlights of 2025 and you realise his movement. It's nowhere near where it was at premium moments in the last calendar year for Fonseca. He holds, and I suppose the test, Fitzy, is how to win when you're not playing anywhere near your best.
Well, good point again. Gee, you've made a lot of good points today.
Fonseca leads by 3 games to 1.
But you're dead right. It's easy to win when you're playing well.
Yep.
See what you've really got when you're not playing so well. You know, the guys that come up and say, oh, it wasn't my day. Oh, yeah, it wasn't my day today. Mate, find a way when it's not your day, you know.
That's so easier said than done, but I'm
going to say that to our man, Roger Rasher. You know, hey, you can't be perfect every day, Roger. Stop trying to be.
Well, that's one of the first muscular rallies that Fonseca has pushed his opponent around. That's a good sign.
50.
Once he gets the crowd engaged, he's going to feel like he's got the spinnakers come up for him. Mixing up the spin superbly, throwing a couple of cheeky little backhand slices in to show Spizzirri something different. And suddenly the American under duress at love 30.
You know, I like the slice down the line in these baseline rallies, because if you go across court with that slice, too many right-handers will back away against another right-hander. They'll back away and get their favourite shot. That's where they do most of their damage. If you slide it down the line like that, it's harder to get purchase on that topspin from low and when it's fading away from you. Well, it's the best tennis he's played. Fonseca. He's got Spizzirri under pressure now.
Triple break point.
Building points, not giving away easy unforced errors, but then building it and then using a change of speed quite often. Looks like he's gaining a little bit in confidence here. Not taking any risks at all until he took a risk and missed.
15.
Down the
40.
middle, straight up and down, wasn't it? Both, I think, trying to find the feel on the ball. You know, sometimes light, fast conditions in the sun, in the heat, ball flies a bit. You lose a bit of feel sometimes. It looks like that to me. And I thought Eliot settled down earlier in the first set than Joao, but he's starting to find his feet a little bit, hitting more balls, keeping them in.
30-40.
But we'll want to break here for a second break. That would take pressure off him.
Little exhale from Fonseca. Had a couple of break points, one remaining. On the forehand to draw. The error off the volley of Spizzirri and a double break for Fonseca. The Brazilian leads 4-1 second set.
Fonseca leads by 4-1. Time.
Joao Fonseca, it's been a little bit like a luxury vehicle in about third gear. But he's got the double break in the second set, maybe playing his way back into form. Spizzirri took the opener in 41 minutes. That's better. We saw that quite often last year. He'd finish points off of the net. Obviously, Brazilians aren't known for their net play, but he looks like a pretty natural volleyer. This is going to be a great study of Fonseca's mentality. Just another little layer of self-belief he can add to the bank, a very young bank at 19. Almost a pack to 1573. It's a great seat under blue skies in Melbourne.
40 love.
Well, there's certainly been a reversal of form here, hasn't there? Eliot's first set, I think, was very commendable, and this one he's making the odd error now. Maybe he's trying to force a bit more now that Fonseca has found a little bit of form, going for a few more lines.
Really good defensive shot to get it back in the rally. And then he drew the error for 5-1, so he's in command of the second set.
Fonseca leads by 5.
The body language totally different for Joao Fonseca.
Ball.
15 love. Love.
Sixth ace.
40 love.
Just the service game he was looking for, just to steady the ship. It's been a little bit rocky for Spizzirri in this second set. And with new balls, he serves to Love. Puts it back on
leads by
the racket of
5
Fonseca
games
to close out this second set.
Time.
Such a good sight. A ground pass on the opening week of the Australian Open gets you to see so many world-class players in boutique Stadia courts. Joao Fonseca serving to level this match at a set apiece.
Fifteen love.
He was serving well below 50% in that opening set. He's cranked that up to 56 for the match. 72% of first serves into play for this second set.
Ball.
He's been better, hasn't he? Starting to look a little more relaxed in the Fonseca camp. Tough to miss them.
Electric red.
So a chance probably to reset for both of these players now. From Eliot Spizzirri's point of view, he can put this one behind him and try to make a concerted effort to stay ahead in the third once that starts.
Yeah, very secure set of tennis for Joao Fonseca. The 28th seed has come roaring back. 6-2 in 37 minutes. It's a set apiece in this first round match. So Eliot Spizzirri's off the court for a comfort break, and Joao Fonseca getting words of encouragement from his longtime coach, Guilherme Teixeira. You get a shot of him there. Here he is on the left, and Joao calls him a second father figure. He's been his coach for over 7 years, since the age of 12. In a famous club in Rio de Janeiro, the Yes Tennis Academy.
Well, he's done something right. you can't argue that he hasn't produced a fabulous young player, can you? Good for him. Good for them.
Just imagine his life is under the spotlight constantly in Brazil. His father, Cristiano, was the founder of one of the most successful hedge funds in Brazil. Mum Roberta used to transport Joao around all the tournaments in Brazil. They were on hand when he won the Swiss indoors against Davidovich Fokina in straight sets in that final. Not a bad start to his ATP career. 2 finals and 2 victories. And he won the next gen the year previously over Lerner Tien. It's a great young crop, and I suppose it begs the question, Fitzy, we know there's a duopoly at the top with Alcaraz and Sinner. We're looking for that 3rd and 4th and 5th player to emerge. We know Djokovic is there and Zverev, but they've been constants. Where's that next star going to emerge from? A lot of people are wanting Fonseca to be that next big name. He's not there yet, nowhere near it.
Well, he brings a lot of colour with him, doesn't he? A lot of excitement, a lot of razzmatazz. If he can make it, big country, big South American country, that it would electrify the sport again. Yeah, he'd be great for the sport.
Third sets. Spizzirri to serve.
But I want more. I'm one of those guys that wishes there were more Grand Slam winners. You know, some people think the opposite. They like the domination of a certain few. I love having more. But they're hard to find. You've got to be awfully good to win a Grand Slam.
Yeah, we're going to lose one at the end of this season. Stan Wawrinka, who was a constant thorn to the big three, won his fair share of Grand Slams too, with an exciting brand of tennis. So he's retiring at the end of the season. How far has Novak Djokovic got? Maybe one more Grand Slam in him, perhaps not if Alcaraz and Sinner stay healthy. Who knows? Great talking points.
Well, he sort of changed his game plan, and I'm sure that's come from the coaching staff. He's not going all in at the beginning of rallies and giving away a lot of points. He did in the first set. He sprayed a lot of balls, and that contributed to the loss of that first set, and it wasn't the only reason. Thought Eliot Spizzirri was very good, but now he's more steady at the beginning of the rallies and waiting for that one where, in your words, you know, he changes the speed.
Triple break point.
Love 40.
Spizzirri has been pretty even-tempered in this match, but I think he'd be getting a little frustrated at the scenario.
Wait, please.
This tactic frustrates me. I mean, if Joao was closer to the baseline there, it would have been an easy forehand for him. He was a bit too deep, so maybe that's relevant. But gee, attack across court with a forehand, give Fonseca's forehand, one of the best in the world, you give that
30-40.
a chance to go past you, normally you'll lose the point. Big game, this.
Juice.
So the third break point with an ace. Number 8 for Eliot Spizzirri. It'll come on then. That's a good sign. Re-engage in the contest. He's never been out of it, but certainly the class of Fonseca was there at the end of the second set.
So a change up there. He actually went after the second serve, and a good play. He's gone from making those errors to then being a bit safer, building a point, and gained enough confidence there to attack a second serve. So changing his game. Big moment here for both players again. This is important. If he breaks through here, he might really start to play well, Fonseca. Called long.
Juice.
Well, it seemed a rather mundane point, but it did have a lot of importance underlining it.
Let's serve.
Made a few of those
Advantage.
off the frame. He takes a big cut at that. Been a battle in the opening game of the third set. He's pushed him around, saved 4 break points. Opportunity lost there for Fonseca.
Very much so.
Third set.
I mean, he did serve 2 aces. Had a big opportunity, I think, on the love 40 point, but then 2 aces from Eliot got him back into the game. That was an important hold for the American.
His coach, Christopher Williams, is in the stand. On the USTA consultancy panel. There he is on the right. Guided tennis Sangren, tennis Kudla, stint with Sam Groth, I think, at the University of Tennessee.
I think Fonseca's having trouble with the speed of the court.
Love 15.
I mean, it is a bit quicker. Some of the players are saying this year the ball's coming onto the racket a little bit, and especially in these conditions. But he was out of position there a couple of times, mishit 1 or 2 in that rally. And I think it's the speed of the court or the ball coming onto the racket, catching him a little late at times.
I reckon that shot signifies maybe what's going through his mind, considering the amount of tennis he's missed, and he should have played but didn't because of the back concerns. Is there that nagging feeling about your physicality over the distance in these conditions?
Yeah, whatever it is, you got to execute better than that, don't you?
Good body serve and missed that forehand by a mile. Unforced error count up to 24 now for Fonseca. Couple of break points here for Spizzirri. Too good. Well, this is a roll your sleeves up type of scenario for Fonseca. Had like 4 break points in the previous game, down a couple in this one. He's got to find a way to win. Playing not at his best, anywhere near his best.
Yeah, that's true. He's not, and he's just a bit erratic. You know, like he's tempered his game a bit in the second and third set so far, but to try to give himself a bit more timing. But tried to rip a forehand early in this game and missed by a fair way.
He can have a look at a close call.
Very strange, because Eliot Spizzirri walked straight across as if it was an ace. And I thought through the air it was wide. Yeah. Good overall, or well, technology would call it. Strange that Eliot didn't really see it that way. Oh, the umpire's made a mistake there. I feel sure she called. She called saying not up. I think she's covered her tracks a bit well. I better not be too accusing, but as he runs here, no audio, but he made that ball, no question. He got to that ball. There was some sort of interfering noise, and he questioned the umpire. He thought she made a call. No problem. Well, he's having his fair share of opportunities, isn't he? Both of them are, actually.
Strange couple of games.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is currently an issue with the audio calls. The system is still active.
Yep. So
maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
It's working, but the audio calls aren't functioning properly. Kelly Rask from Great Britain, the chair umpire.
Yeah, good of her to let everyone know, including us, by the way.
Bring him in, perfect point. That's the best constructed point Fonseca has generated in the match. And the Brazilian fans are loving it.
Advantage, Fonseca.
Still fraught with a little danger, but he handled it well, didn't he? He brought the opposition forward with that.
Fault.
Well, he got away with one there. Not the best lob. And both players doing a bit of skating on thin ice on serve, but somehow he's held. It's 1-1. Third set.
One game off.
Strange sort of game, that one.
Well, it's an excitable crowd, isn't it? All they need is an inch of daylight to get behind their man.
Out. 15 love. Fault. Another.
Clever volley, just took the pace off that.
30 love.
He made it look like it was a bit tentative, but I don't think it was. I think it was just the way his technique here. He hits this volley, sort of hunches his shoulders and drops it short with a deliberate intent there. Certainly a good result.
That's a serve. Fault.
He's got him stretching under
14
pressure.
love.
He's got good purchase of that, Spizzirri. Contrast to the opening service game. He's got 3 game points. Just feeling a little bit flicking the legs out. We know he's had that back issue. He's got an interesting walk about him. Fonseca doesn't always
Fault.
give you 100% confidence. He's feeling at a premium. That was the speaker going off. They've had audio problems on 1573. It scared the players there. Bit of a crack.
Let's.
The speakers.
Second serve.
That's dragged wide.
40-15.
comfortable hold. The most comfortable in the third set at least.
Spizzirri
And it's
leads by
Spizzirri,
2 games to 1.
games on serve, who leads 2-1 in the third.
Time.
I get a racket strong. Just the one.
So very interesting stage of the match. Games on serve, but first couple of games were very unpredictable indeed. Fonseca resumes at 1-2.
Well, you don't want to take the flair away from a
15
player's
love.
best shot, do you? But in these conditions, he has been erratic with the forehand. And there he just played it with some conservative value. Was all he needed to do to produce a winning point. Maybe he should incorporate a bit more of that for a while until he really gets that confidence back on that wing. And there's the flare
15
and catches the tape again. He's having trouble with it.
That's a good backhand, drawing the error off the volley, and there's been 15 forehand
15,
errors.
30.
So his biggest weapon has been his biggest issue in this match, Joao Fonseca. That forehand wing breaking down a lot off the frame. Further to your point, Fitzy, about the conditions a little bit, you know, shooting through on the players.
Well, 15-40.
After being up 15-love, it's a game so far that he won't want to remember, really. Well,
this time he gets the break of serve.
Spizzirri.
With a little help from a friend.
Yeah.
Down the other end.
Spizzirri leads by 3 games to 1.
Just physically,
Bad game.
Fonseca physically though, his walk is, he's got an interesting gait. He almost invites speculation he's injured all the time, just the way he walks. We know he's had that back issue that forced him out of Brisbane and Adelaide. We'll keep a watch on that. Spizzirri serving with the break at 3-1.
Fifteen love.
produces that. So on a clay court,
15 all.
especially in heavier conditions, he'd hit that all day in his sleep. But the timing has just made this shot a bit erratic today. If there's a short ball with plenty of time, it's easier for him to hit it out of the middle of his strings.
Let's the serve.
That's disappointing. Just a classic listless forehand by
15-30.
Spizzirri. Opens the door for Fonseca to break back. Just wearing him down.
Well, even the defence, look how deep he is in the court. And his replies here are just high and short. Even the slice that he's trying to produce on both wings is landing short. So it just gives the opposition player an easy target. So he is struggling with form. And may go down 2-1 here. Not this game, but shortly.
Cain. Spizzirri.
Spizzirri's got back to the brick wall mentality. The break 4-1 his lead. It's a set apiece at 15.73.
Time.
Brazil get the passion of the Seleção going and just firing up Joao Fonseca, who needs a little bit of inspiration at the moment. He's down a service break. Third set, his first match of 2026, so much expected. First time into a Grand Slam as a seeded player.
Love 15.
So many of those balls, David,
Love 30.
they're just landing in the middle of the court near the tee. So that's cannon fodder for a good player. And this one, perfect, right near the tee. Good night.
Just hasn't brought any energy to this third set, and he had that momentum. He had the crowd behind him. 6-2, so much better in the second, but it's almost like the air is out of the tyres in the third.
It has to be to do with his body, surely.
Spizzirri is really inspired by perhaps what he's seeing at the other end. Wants to close this out in double quick time. As Fonseca once again searching for the best version of himself, or anywhere near the best version would do for him at the moment. Oh, just picking them off one at a time. Another break of serve, and this third set is sliding away big time for the 28th seed.
Well, it's a golden opportunity for Eliot Spizzirri. This match is there for the taking for him.
Yeah, he's looking like the match-hardened player right now. That's missed. We mentioned those players, but you know, he's beaten Garan, Cerundolo, Manarino and Borges in Auckland, lost to Margaret in 3 sets. That's 4 solid wins. That's going to put you in good stead.
Yeah, and gaining a little bit in confidence.
40 love.
3 set points to the American.
Game.
And a complete performance
And third set, Spizzirri.
by Eliot Spizzirri, who was impressive in the first, outclassed in the second, but
Spizzirri leads
he's
by
reversed
2
things
sets to 1.
in the third to
New
take control of this
All
first round match. Joao Fonseca off the court. Down 2-1.
It's been disappointing, it's fair to say. He's not at his best here, and I think it starts from his physicality. He just doesn't look like he can move quite well enough. I thought I saw him indicating that his legs weren't giving enough on the serve, but also probably around the court, and he's been erratic with his forehand, his best shot, and you know, part of that is the quickness off the court, I think. But he just doesn't look 100% physically, does he?
No.
And to his credit, Eliot Spizzirri is starting to play a little better again. Timing the ball well, he got confident at the end of that set, and the first few games here might tell the story in the fourth.
Given how much money's on offer for second round of the Australian Open, it's a huge payday for this man. He's been battling on the Challenger circuit. Won the San Diego Challenger earlier last year over Mackenzie McDonald. Won an event in China over Alex Bolt, who's had injury concerns, but he's a gifted shot maker. Sort of appeared in the odd smattering of ATP events, and then inside the top 100, so a main draw appearance this Grand Slam. We saw Felix Auger-Aliassime pull out yesterday when he was looking great against Nuno Borges, and suddenly his body gave way. So it is a fickle thing, physicality of a tennis player at this level. Still waiting for the reappearance of Joao Fonseca.
So on the scoreboard, it says there's a minute and 40 seconds left. A change of attire, they've put that down to. All legal. So here he comes. Change of clothes, I think. And Spizzirri's ready. You know, this is his big chance, isn't it? The second big one. He won a match at the US Open last year, but what an opportunity. These Grand Slam wins are so important in a young player's career. Points, money that can set you up for half the year, possibly. Pay a few of those bills and let you continue your journey.
Yeah, we know all about the big names in tennis, but just a thought for players of Spizzirri's ranking and profile. These are absolutely crucial events. They've fought hard to get to this point in their career.
You know, these sets have been reasonably quick. It's still taken 2 hours.
Fourth sets.
It's long, isn't it? I think the rules of tennis, new balls here, the rules of tennis should quicken it up a bit. Pretty confident they're new balls, I believe so.
Yes, this match very much where the hype meets the grind, and the hype of Fonseca has been well earned because he's done it in his first full season as a professional. The grind of Spizzirri just working away at his game.
See if we can see the movement of, he's out of picture, but Fonseca there not moving too sprightly.
suddenly ups the ante.
40-15. Game Fonseca.
Exactly what the big man needed.
First game, fourth set.
In total, 19 Americans in the main draw, American men at least in the singles draw for this year's Australian Open. Of course, Eliot Spizzirri not one of the main contenders. So there's depth in the US men, but is there a winner? First time since Andy Roddick in the 03 US Open. And searching for that holy grail. The win predictor is very much in favour of Eliot Spizzirri, and you can see why, the way he finished that third set. Maybe some of the issues of Fonseca playing a part. He needs to get back down to business. He's used to the grind. Serves with a 2-1 advantage.
Well, a good pass, wasn't it? He had time with the backhand and just laid it without too much speed at the feet of the incoming Spizzirri, and that was enough. This next shot is what wins him the point. He gets it low without too much pace and produces that easy from there.
Just saw the way he pulled up after that forehand winner in the first point of the game. No doubt he's feeling that back. The way he's pushing off that forehand side, that's exactly the wing that's produced most errors in the match.
I mean, it comes with a big reputation, doesn't it, that forehand? It hasn't been anything near what the reputation tells you it is. Not today.
30-15.
Oh.
$40-15.
.31 unforced errors now for Fonseca.
Let's serve.
And with that
Game
comes a pretty
0.
comfortable service held.
1 game on.
It's not a bad serve. He serves a little bit above his height, I think. 12 aces, rather impressive, and says he's 6'1". I guess he is, but he's not of big build, is he? He's quite finely built, Eliot, and gets some really good purchase on that first serve. That one at 192. But his accuracy, I think, has been the reason for quite a few aces. More than Fonseca at 9. Oh, I thought he had some luck there. Thought that ball might have just popped over, David, but no.
Well, he's got a game built on dynamism, and at the moment he's just surviving Fonseca. There's no energy there.
He's as flat as a tack, isn't he? I mean, if that return comes back deep, he doesn't have the flexibility, it seems, in his body and his hands to get his next reply deep enough. So he's time and time again he's dropping it near the tee in the middle of the court, and the point's going to be over if you keep doing that. And again, comes back reasonably sharply with depth. No flexibility in his movement, and he frames this one. So 2 break points here. Spizzirri's starting to get into a commanding looking lead if he breaks here.
Well, he's had plenty of looks on the Fonseca serve. This time he breaks at the first point of call. And Spizzirri leads 2-1 in the 4th.
Time.
First time Joao Fonseca has been seeded for a major championship, and he's on the precipice of exiting in the first round. He missed Adelaide, missed Brisbane in the tournament before with a back injury. Just trying to use the energy from the crowd to find something in this 4th set. Spizzirri has the break of serve. Leads 2-1.
Nada. 15 love.
He certainly came with a big reputation, didn't he, David? And he does, and he deserves it, and he will be. I mean, he showed a bit of speed in the first set a couple of times. He saved a break point, you can remember, by sprinting quickly, but his movement to me doesn't seem like it. It's not 100% surely. There's no dynamic movement in him. He just looks like he's hampered. And if he's not hampered, then there's a real problem with his form. because he has not been anywhere near his best here. With all due respect to Eliot Spizzirri, who's been pretty good and getting better, by the way. Beautiful volley.
Yeah, Spizzirri's done a great job testing the movement of Fonseca.
40 love.
Yeah, and he's not defending with any like power or purpose, really. There's a lot of balls been going there. It's so deep, but nothing on those defensive shots, dropping them short, asking for trouble.
Cain.
Yep, solid game,
Spizzirri.
serving well.
Spizzirri leads by
He's
3
comfortable
games to 1.
setting the theme with his opponent, perhaps a little hampered by his movement. Of course, they met in that qualifying round of the US Open 2024. Spizzirri got on top on that occasion, but Fonseca had a breakout 2025. Came as a clear favourite for this first round match, albeit that there was a big question mark hanging over his head, and that has been confirmed.
Well, that backhand's against the trend. Rockets, that one.
Only his second backhand winner. Made more mistakes and more winners off the forehand, as you would expect. It's his bigger weapon. Must-hold situation here for Fonseca.
When he gets in that defensive position, Fonseca, he just cannot hurt Spizzirri at all. So if Eliot gets on top with the first ball or second ball and makes Fonseca defend, he's going to win the majority of points.
Oh, that's great defending.
Yep.
Really good movement from Spizzirri. He's done a superb job in building pressure on the Fonseca game.
And he has won matches that you've alluded to. That gives you confidence. And now, within this match, he's growing to a higher level of confidence because now he sees himself as winning this. Feeling good. He's ahead, and his game's lifting even more now. Timing the ball better.
A rare point where Fonseca has pushed his opponent around the baseline.
Well, I think he's right to be aggressive. I mean, it's worked for him in the last hour or so. Spizzirri, you may as well go after it. Maybe he tried to go after that at the outer limits a little bit, but worth being aggressive.
Well inside the baseline, taking that second serve.
Deuce.
Just at 146, almost just rolled in the hitting zone for Spizzirri.
Good return though, wasn't it? But he's so compact, isn't he? Like he's the body shape and his strokes, and very competent type player.
Beautiful, enough margin and racket head control to guide that cross-court forehand.
Advantage, Spizzirri.
And a break point for Spizzirri. You would think a double break's going to be near fatal for Fonseca in this set.
Yeah, that bridge too far. You would guess. I mean, he's serving well to Spizzirri now and getting better. There's a lot riding here.
Oh.
Well, he got the depth on that second serve and it caused a problem.
Well, you could hear the anguish towards the end of that rally, 16-shot rally. Almost when he went sideways, and then to recover, Fonseca was feeling that leg.
David, you know, if he is still significantly hampered by any sort of injury, whether it be the back or anything else, this is not doing him a lot of good, I would think.
No.
He didn't look great there, did he?
Physio has been called, we believe. Fonseca shaking the head. He's in distress at the moment. Barely surviving. And a break of serve for Spizzirri. A double break in this fourth set. So the American leads by 2 sets to 1 and 4-1.
Something like one movement happen or anything? No.
Just following through a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. You don't feel anything else, kind of anything like that. Can you pull here and test it?
It's fine.
It's okay.
Just more when I go down.
Like impact. Okay. You just go a little bit longer. Can you push down into the ground? Push, push, push. Push down. Do you feel anything there?
A little bit, but nothing serious.
Okay. And then can you push down this way?
A little bit more.
A couple things we can do. We can put a little bit of cream on it, you know, if you want to do like a hot cream or something. And then if you compression or something, we can do it on the back. But there was a last
So a lot of questions being asked by the physio to Joao Fonseca, who's taken an injury assessment break.
do a medical. Yeah. Just scooch down a little bit for me.
So medical timeout here, I believe.
Down, come down. Okay, go
Ask
ahead.
the questions.
Please take the bottle that is inside the left fridge, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fonseca is now receiving a medical timeout.
So whether that's caused by the back or not, David, referred stiffness, I'm not sure, but he's certainly got trouble moving, and he was referring to that to the physio.
It's more than that, anything on the inside. It's not on the inside. That's it.
There's his coach on the left, Guilherme Teixeira. A difficult match for Joao Fonseca. So much expectation, but almost trepidation at being seeded and not having a match before the Australian Open. Missing those two tournaments. Other than a maybe a 4 or 5 game period in the second set when he was livened up by the crowd and on top, he's largely just been in survival mode in this one.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle, isn't it? And when you always admire a guy that stays out on the court, there's a lot of characters that probably wouldn't stay out there, but well, not too many, but a few. But it shows you've got good character if you want to see it out to the end. But he just doesn't look great, does he? Going off court. That's the physio going off. And looking down the barrel, young Joao Fonseca. But give Eliot Spizzirri his credit. Give him his dues. He's been very good. Mistake there.
Love 15.
He served well, though, in recent times, so that should stand him in good stead here, Spizzirri, at the back end of this match.
15 all.
Not overly big, just accurate with the first, especially down the middle on both sides.
That's the serve.
Oh.
And again, a really solid first serve percentage, approaching 70%, converting 83% of first serves into play. He's closing in on the second round.
Let's the serve.
It's been all business. Eliot Spizzirri holding without too much trouble, and now a game away.
Leads by 5 games to 1.
Well, it's a two-man battle here, and you have to give players due when they deserve it. He's done nothing wrong. He started off pretty well, pretty solidly, but he's got better as the match has gone on. I think it's given him an injection of confidence and probably energy too to see Fonseca struggling a bit.
Love.
Well, probably prolonging the inevitable.
Fault.
He's virtually giving up in that rally when he's been pushed wide. He's been at the outer edge of his capacity in this match, Fonseca. Been like a boxing title fight in that respect. He's just been working his opponent over. Spizzirri.
Cain.
Holds. Is the end near for the 28th seed, Eliot Spizzirri.
Leads by 5
returns for the break. Will serve for the match at 5-2.
Time.
Late afternoon in Melbourne. Court 1573. First main draw appearance of the Australian Open for Eliot Spizzirri, and he's serving for the match against the number 28 seed.
Love 15. Fifteen.
36th unforced error off the racket of Fonseca. And hear that cry of anguish. Plenty have come off the frame. It's been one of those days.
Well, it was hard to see him, Dave, going any further than this. Even if he'd won this,
40,
Joao Fonseca, he just, the movement is not there. He's probably got to go back and work on this issue that he's had, and he'll have another day. But today, it's probably not. And Eliot Spizzirri here has probably deserved this win. Just not yet.
One match point saved by Fonseca.
40-30.
We know he's a fighter. And he's a winner too. That we can say for sure. He's done it from his junior ranks. The transition onto the ATP Tour, but he's got a huge mountain to climb here. Still a match point for Spizzirri. By a thread. It's like knuckles on the edge of a cliff.
White knuckles.
Especially for all the Brazilian fans. They've brought the passion. Oh, he's worked him over superbly. The slip didn't help for Fonseca. That's a typical Eliot Spizzirri rally. And with that, a third match point. And there it is, match hardened against a player that perhaps was short of a true test before this championship. Eliot Spizzirri on his Australian Open debut is into the second round, and disappointment for the 28th seed Joao Fonseca. The first time the Brazilian's been seeded for a major championship, and he's out at the first asking.
Well, it's a big day, isn't it, for Eliot Spizzirri, and he'll be underneath that sort of modest facade. He'll be overjoyed, I think. They're big wins at these Grand Slams. You know, we so often see the latter round guys, and they get all the publicity, but to win an opening match here for any professional is a good one. And yeah, a good day for him and his team, but a disappointing one. And Fonseca just has to go back to the drawing board and get his body right, because he just seemed like he was at about 70% there. And I don't mean to take anything away from Eliot. He probably would have been competitive anyway, but Fonseca didn't have the guns he normally has.